Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Cameron Porras for an interview today. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Could we start this interview with you telling us a little bit about you?
Yeah. My name is Cam. When I'm not in trouble, it's Cam. Originally born in Texarkana, Texas, and I grew up outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm from a single mom. I grew up on concrete floors, and I played football. I was an American football junkie. I mean, I played quarterback, small town, in the South. So that was a lot of my identity for a lot of my life. And then I started modeling about 15 and I got hooked. The arts grabbed me and it kind of gave me this purpose and this new passion that I've never really experienced before. And I ended up dropping out of college, moving to New York. I was homeless for a year and a half, chasing my dream and really fighting for the opportunity just to prove everybody like I'm supposed to be here. Went to Europe for a little bit, and then I came out to LA about 6 years ago, and that's when everything kind of started moving and grooving for me, and I just haven't left.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you've made it. I'm glad that you're
Thank you. Yeah,
doing what you love.
it's been a journey, but I'm so grateful for it. I think a lot of times we kind of get bogged down by all the negativity and the no's. The no's in
Yeah.
this space can really kill a lot of young creatives. And my best learning lesson was it's not a no, it's not right now. It's
Yeah.
not, I didn't get the job because I'm not good enough for it. It's because I'm not what they're looking for. And maybe that's delusional, maybe I'm wrong, but it's something that helps me keep pushing forward creatively and maintains a passion for this art form that I just absolutely love to do.
You have to do what you need to do to keep yourself out of that negative space. So,
Oh, 100,
mm,
especially here where a lot of our validation is external. It's
yeah.
everyone telling us we're so pretty, we're so talented, we're amazing, we should be doing this or that. At a certain point, you kind of have to either believe it or be delusional in the fact that, like, oh, well, maybe I'm not good enough. I don't care who's in the room with me. I don't care if Brad Pitt and Clooney and Leo are on the couch. I'm gonna eat them up. I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk in and be like, there's a new sheriff in town. And I
Love
think
that.
that
Mm,
mentality has just helped me so much, just not be afraid to put my creativity forward.
yeah.
I'm an artist at the end of the day. I'm not just a model. I'm not just an actor. I'm not just an influencer. I'm a creative through and through, mainly because of the experiences that I've been very beneficial and lucky to experience with so many talented creatives on set. On any
Yeah.
given set, it's 5 people to 50 people. And they've
Yeah.
all done so many amazing things and they're so talented in their own unique way that it's a disservice to myself creatively if I'm not picking up what they do well or finding people that you know, I bring this analogy. I have a toolbox with me everywhere I go. And if you're an amazing communicator on set, everyone gravitates towards you. You're very warm. You know how to talk to people even in stressful situations. I want to take a little bit of what you do really well and add it to my toolbox. And vice versa, if you were a bad communicator, you're a bad energy. I want to know why you are on set and make sure that I don't add that tool to my toolbox because of
Yeah.
XYZ. And I think a lot of
Definitely.
creatives can really benefit from just kind of being observers of the space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. What inspired you to found your own clothing and lifestyle brand?
Oh, that was in the pandemic. Oh, look at you. So that was not that was 99 archives. So when I was
Okay.
like it was middle of the pandemic, I was just kind of like on Instagram one day and I saw this kid named Paul and he did really cool cut and sew. So I reached out to him and then we ended up just hanging out and he made me some clothes for a photo shoot. And they were like, bro, should we just start a brand? And so me and Paul started doing some cool stuff, and we brought on my friend Omar, who's doing graphics for us, and we just kind of tried it. And it didn't really, long term didn't work out, but now Paul has his own thing, Omar's doing his own thing, and I'm doing my own thing still. But it was just a super fun random opportunity that I loved. It was really important at that time that I did it, and I had a blast doing it. So thank you. I haven't thought about 99 archives in years, so I think I have a couple of
Mhm.
shirts laying around somewhere. But yeah, it was just a
Oh,
cool
that's cool.
opportunity.
Oh, good, good. Um, do you find the disciplines of modeling like posture and expression translate into your acting?
Yes and no. To where I think because I've been modeling for so long and I've been on so many sets and I'm very comfortable in the space. However, it's a different type of conveying of emotions. So with modeling, I could be hungover, I could be drunk, I could be down on my last leg and show up and still give you better than what you expected because it's just so natural. Versus the acting to where you have to
Yeah.
relax. So that's where the modeling kind of hurts some of us because we're so used to being perfect and knowing our angles and getting the shot. Versus here in that the acting world where it's like, yes, you want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to have the jawline and the abs and the great posture and the muscles, but at a certain point you have to remember that I'm not Cam. I'm, whatever character I'm playing. How would he do this? What is he feeling? How's his posture? And so you kind of have to break it down and remain comfortable in that awkwardness, but take a big step back from the I have to look perfect kind of mentality that the modeling kind of carries.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How do you build chemistry quickly on fast-paced sets?
This is where the verticals can be really challenging for people who don't know how to get out of their shell really quickly.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like I've always tried to be a really good shoulder. And this is coming into this space, I've felt that it's more important for me to be a good scene partner than it is anything else. So, these girls go through it. They're the ones
Mm.
having to get orange juice dumped on them or water or bullied or hit or, kicked out of the fam constantly. And so it's my job, not only as a creative and as someone in that space, it's just to know when to like give them a little space and know when to give them a hug. You know what I mean? To where it's been really cool being able to come in and just be a really good scene partner and support for these people, like these amazingly talented people that I'm working with. Um, if you don't mind, I have a little anecdote, like with
Yeah,
Meg
good.
Bush on our
Yep.
last production. She on a vertical. There's always the day where you're tired, you don't want to do the scenes, and it just catches up to you. And she had that day.
Mm.
And as amazing and as resilient and as talented as she is, like we all go through it. We all kind of have our breaking point, and I could see that she was starting to get there. So at
Yeah.
lunch, I was like, you want to take a walk? And we went and just sat down and chatted and just yapped and just got her out of that set kind of mentality to where she could breathe for a second. And then we
Yeah.
went and finished the day super strong. And she knew that I had her back as a human
Yeah.
being and as a creative. So that's been the coolest thing for me is just being able to be a really good support system for people that inspire me.
Yeah.
Meg and Kirby and Alex and all these cats that I get to work with are elevators. They
Yes.
bring everybody else up with them. And I understand that if she's going to give me 200%, I can't just give her 100,
Yeah.
whether it's my
Mhm.
take or her take or whoever's take it is. And working with these amazing, talented, beautiful women has made me such a better creative. And now that I'm in the acting space, which is so, so new for me, and I'm very vulnerable and uncomfortable still, they make it so much easier just to send it because they're sending it for me. So I'm not going to hold back because I
Yeah.
don't want to, it's not fair for them if I do. It's not fair for them if I don't give them everything that I can in every single scene because they're always going to do it for me. And
Yeah.
so that's been really cool.
No, that's good. I mean, they are all very strong in their craft as well. They're very, very talented. As I told you before, Meg and Kirby hold a special place in my heart, as you know.
Oh yeah.
Um, they're just, they're top notch for me. They're so talented and beautiful, and I love them.
And they
So,
do it right. And they do it
yeah.
right. I think in this space where a lot of creatives may not have gotten that validation before the vertical space, and now that they are getting it, it gets to everybody. That
Yeah.
everyone, when you're the number one in the call sheet, it can go to your head. And the people that I've worked with haven't let it. They see
Mm.
everyone as a part of the team because it doesn't matter if it's the director, the EP, or if it's the lowliest PA who's just picking up trash.
Yeah,
Everyone is a part of this thing, making it something. And it's a
exactly.
disservice if you don't bring everyone up with you. And so I'm just so grateful, in all honesty, to be able to work with some of these people who are so talented on their own and then come into this space and just have someone to hold my hand and make me better. I mean, I can't praise these ladies enough. They've been absolutely mind-blowingly amazing to me.
It's really good. I like that. Okay. Could you talk a little bit about your modeling career and how what opportunities it's brought you?
Yeah. So I started modeling at 15 in
Yeah.
Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas. So my very first modeling job was oh no. It's a Slim Chickens commercial. And I'm in
Okay.
a Slim Chickens polo holding plates of chicken for their commercial for the local area. And I drove up to Fayetteville and I was instantly hooked. The
Yeah.
second that I did it, I was like, I love this. And then I started, creating my own photo shoots and working with other creatives in Arkansas. And I hate to say, but like I got a little Arkan famous. That's what I like to call it
Yeah.
because people in Arkansas knew that I was one of the model kids. And it was
Yeah.
cool and I loved it. And I'm not gonna, I like the validation. I like that everyone being like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. And then I went to New York. I ended up walking Versace when I was with Next Management out there. And my best experience from that time period was walking Versace with Bella Hadid. So them the big girls, the top dogs, like they don't wait for 5 hours at the show before the show starts.
Yeah.
Her and Haley Baldwin at the time, I believe, came about 15 minutes before showtime. So we already did our rehearsal. We already did our in-house show. We're about to go live.
Yeah.
And they came in about 15 minutes early, probably from 15 other shows, making, however much money they were making. So they could have came in, sat on their phone and not talked to anybody and nobody would have judged them, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But Bella didn't do that. She was about as far away as the camera is to me. I'm in my full outfit. We're ready to roll. And she's in the makeup chair, and every single person who came into her bubble felt so seen and heard by her that it taught me as such. I would think I was 19, 18 or 19 years old. It taught me, I was like, if Bella Hadid can do that, then there's no reason that I can't. The
Yeah.
people that are around you that are making this machine go and go and go are so integral. And you should never, 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 never look down upon them. Because without them, none of this matters. And that was the coolest thing that I learned from Bella is just, and I have no relationship with her. I wish I could just sit down
Mhm.
and say thank you for being such a pro because it helped me become who I am today. And, I ended up being in New York for a while, and that was hard. I was homeless. I slept couch to couch, did whatever I could just for a place to stay.
Yeah.
I had an 80-pound duffel bag, big yellow North Face all-terrain duffel bag with me that had everything I owned. And I remember so many times crying on floors to my mom, being like, I don't know how much more I can do. I don't know if did I make a mistake? And I just didn't quit. And then I remember one day I went with my friend Bella in New York to go get an ice cream. There was an app at the time, I think it's still around, Neon Coat. And it's, you post a story, you get something free from the food place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was an ice cream cone. I remember posting that story, and then I got a DM from Tyler, the creator. He goes, "What flavor?" And we ended up just chatting and talking. And then I got to LA a couple weeks later, and I had a random casting and it was for Tyler, the creator's music video. So me and Tyler talked for about 45 minutes just about the road trip and how I'm adjusting to LA, and then ended up booking A Boy as a Gun as the main lead about 2 weeks after getting to LA, and that's when everything just kind of went crazy.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing experience. I mean, Tyler is a pro's pro. He's an artist through and through. Like I've done a bunch of music videos with big, big artists, and seeing how Tyler approached his art was so inspiring. I mean, from concept to the very finished and final edit to posting. His hands were in he was moving the camera on set. He was like, I think this is a better angle. And to work with a creative who cares so much, especially as a young kid, I can't say how important that was. I'll always give Tyler his flowers just because he cares. And it showed me like an artist is supposed to give a fuck. Excuse my language. But you have to care. You have to care about your art. And when you don't, you can tell.
Yeah.
And then just like the to finish this up, my last bit of best advice. If you're a creative, shoot with other creatives, work with other creatives, post your work because you never know who's going to see it.
Yeah.
So I booked D Red by Diesel, the Diesel fragrance, and I have a little prop. So I booked the D Red fragrance.
Oh,
That's me
nice.
when I had my blonde buzz. It wasn't because they found me through casting. They spent months and months trying to cast this, and they couldn't find the right guy that they wanted. And so they went to the mood board of the shoot, and it was my picture from a shoot that I did with my friends down the street.
Okay.
And that's how I booked the biggest job of my life.
Wow.
One of the things that I'm probably most recognized for was because I wasn't afraid to post some art that I thought was cool.
Yeah.
And so share it. As it's our job as creatives to share, 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 and show that we have something in us. But
Yes.
closed mouths don't get fed. And if you don't share it with anybody, then who's going to know? You can't
I love
wait for
that.
them to find you. You have to get in front of them and make them see you. Have to.
Yes.
And so yeah. So yeah, just share your art. Why not? That's my biggest question this year has been why not? Who's it
That's
gonna
some
hurt?
great advice. Really
Yeah.
good advice. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. And I'm sorry that you had to go through a lot to get where you are, but it was all worth it in the
I
end.
wouldn't take it back for a second.
No.
Every night that I spent crying or doubting myself has led me to being in the position I am today. I am very, very grateful for the life I live. I was
Mm.
fortunate enough to move my mom out to California with me. Like I live in a
Mm.
beautiful place. I have great roommates. I have great friends. I have a great tribe. I do amazing things that people only dream of. I think that's the biggest thing that I've tried to talk to these vertical cats about is there are millions of people who can do this. It's not like we're not curing cancer. It's not like we're not doing rocket science. We're just playing a character. But share yourself because there's a million people who are afraid to do it, but you weren't. You're here for a reason. So share it because they want to be a part of it some way, somehow, because they don't know how to do it themselves yet. So be the reason that someone tries it. Be the reason that someone looks up to somebody. Be the reason that someone loves art because you love it. And that's I'll beat that until they're sick of it. I'll beat it into them. I'm like, post your stuff, post your work, share it. They want
Yeah.
more because there's people who aren't brave enough to do it, but you were. And that's so special. That's so, so special.
Yeah. No, that's so good. I love that. Okay. Do you rely more on instinct or technique when you're performing?
I think it's a little bit of both. I started acting in the end of January, beginning of February. So it's still very, very new for me. So I'm
Yes.
learning, daily. But I think a lot of I hate to say, it, but there has to be some natural ability as a creative. I think there's two types of creatives, people who can do it and people who are supposed to do it. And I think I know what avenue I'm supposed to be in. However, it's still my job to be better every day. And so I think a lot of it is instinct that from my creative perspective, I was like, oh, I think this would look good. Oh, I think that could be good. Oh, I think this could help. And at the same time, working with the people around you to make sure that we're all working together on the same direction. Having those conversations and not being afraid to question or ask or be like, hey, I was thinking like James would probably do this. What do you think to the director or to my co-star? Be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing it like this. What do you think? Does that feel right? Or do you like it? Do you not like it? Hey, can we go over this a few times? And so I think it's a little bit of both at the end of the day.